door.
So what we have here, we've had these guys for a while now. They're actually relatively new to the industry, and unfortunately this is a baby, so it doesn't really live up to the name. But this is called a giant tiger lobster, or in this case, a baby tiger lobster.
Yeah.
They're called that because just on their tail, they'll actually develop a striping pattern.
Okay.
And as you can see, they're really cool because the claws have nice kind of little white spots on them all over. If you want to see a big guy, this is the gargantuan they sent us.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, he came with one claw missing, but that doesn't stop him.
Yeah, well, feed him up. Next 3 or 4 molts, he should get a claw full size back again.
Yep, and as you can see, this is you can really make out the tiger striping on his back there.
Yeah.
And yeah, this guy, he's about let's see, that's about 4 or 5 inches almost.
Yeah.
About 6 if he extends his claw all the way.
Yeah. And you'd keep him by himself?
By himself. Crayfish in general are mainly solitary animals, only really getting together to mate.
Yeah.
So the larger they get, the more solitary and aggressive they get. So for instance, when we go to the other side, I'll show you a tank full of them, but they're all babies. They're all that size, which they're a little bit more social.
Yeah.
But yeah, the larger they get, the more aggressive and the more solitary they get.
Well, it's like the long-armed ghost prawn I had at the store lived by himself because, well, he was really fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so going around to the other side now.
Going around here. Let me throw that ladder out for you real quick.
Various potted plants, Ponogentum crispus, purple kabamba, a little plant.
Wow! How much do you do, sir? Look how much here. Yep. Well, I'm not on drugs. This is the right color. That's right. So these guys are new to the industry. One of my favorite animals. They're called vampire crabs because, as you can see, they've got the freaky deaky yellow eyes, kind of like a vampire. Well, not according to these new.
Why not call them sunshine crabs?
Vampire's cooler though.
But vampire would indicate that they're blood-sucking monsters. Are they blood-sucking monsters?
Not quite. They're actually, just a relatively social crab. As you can see, they're all chilling on the beach there, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
But they do have a nasty side to them. I mean, being a crab, they are, scavengers, so they'll eat anything dead or, whatever leftover food and such. But if you throw a couple live crickets in there, they will actually chase the cricket down and eat it. Yeah, so they're pretty cool that way.
Yeah.
They're full freshwater. They're actually relatively new to the market. They're actually from the Sulawesi Lakes in Asia.
Yeah.
Or exactly where now. But yeah, they're really cool. I've kept them before, and there are a couple different strains. You can get those guys, which are purple with the yellow back.
Yeah.
There's also orange ones with the yellow back.
Yeah.
And you can also get the bright red ones.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. So usually the orange ones usually go under the name Mandarin crab, and then the bright red ones under the name Red Devil crab.
Red Devil. Okay.
You got the Red Devil. You got the vampires. And we've got our dwarf aquatic frogs here. These are our African dwarf frogs. These are a little bit larger actually than what we usually get in, which I'm happy with.
Yeah.
And they're fully aquatic, as you can see here. The only time they go to the surface is to grab a gulp of air and then head back down. Food-wise, they're usually eating whatever little worms and such hit the bottom or are at the bottom in the wild.
Yeah.
And they don't get too large. They'll get about 2 inches long, 2.5 inches long. That's about it.
Yeah, I've had these at the store. Put them in a plant tank in the front window. They do great.
Yeah. Then we've got our fire belly newts down here.
You want to pick up a handful?
Yep.
A little dark in there. And
as you can see, they're called that. Oh, come on, guys. They're called that just because of their red belly.
would these be toxic if you kept them in with fish? Are they okay?
They are okay with fish. The one thing you won't need is to have a little bit of land for them to climb out on. And the only problem with fish is you just have to make sure there's enough food for them. Because these guys are a little bit slow and, for lack of a better word, dopey.
Okay.
So when they'll actually, when we used to feed a bloodworm, they'll actually sit on top of the bloodworm, and then 5-10 minutes later they realize, oh, I'm supposed to eat this. So that's the one thing. You can have them with small fish, for instance, like the endlers, live bears, or guppies or so, and it should be okay.
Yeah.
But I usually prefer just to have them and them alone, or them and the frogs.
So you could have them in a terrarium or a palindarium, that sort of a setup.
It'd be perfect for them.
Yes.
And here are the other crayfish I was talking about. We've got a couple different strains that are fairly new to the industry. We have these guys, which are the snow white or ghost crayfish.
Yeah.
They're basically a play off of your average crayfish, but same thing, just a color more.
Yeah.
As you can see, they're full white with the nice black eyes on them. A little ghostly, scary, very nice during Halloween. Then over here we have the orange glazed crayfish, which same deal.
Yeah.
It's a nice orange color.
That guy just went for a ride in the bubbles.
Yeah, he's loving it. Oh. See, they're all starting to chain there. They're all grabbing onto the airline tube, and they're just walking up and letting themselves go, I think.
Yeah.
So got those, and then down here we've got the electric blues, which were one of the first ones really to come onto the market. You can see a very nice, kind of like a royal blue there.
Yeah, very pretty.
Got more hornwort and such there.
Yeah.
Move across to our
Oh, wow.
Yeah, these guys came in and they came phenomenal.
These are gorgeous.
We've got a couple different types of discus in here. We've got our red turquoise, which are the blue guys with the kind of marble pattern on them. And then we've got the bright red guys, which are pigeon blood. And these are all A-class discus. Discus in general, depending on what you get, really will determine how easy they are to take care of.
Yeah.
These guys are actually captive raised in Asia.
Okay.
And that actually makes life a lot easier because A, they're used to neutral tap water, which is, as you know, in the 7 area.
Yeah.
Discus in general are from South America, so they like a lot of acidic water.
Yeah.
So anything soft, pH below 6 and such, or 6 and below. Kind of like the heckles actually up there. That's a good example right there, because these are wild-caught heckles.
Yeah.
And then after my Imperial Blue discus I brought back.
Yeah.
So the heckles are actually wild.
So which is the heckle? These ones?
Yep, the heckles are the guys with the kind of marbleized pattern and then the stripe on them.
And that's the original wild-caught heckle.
Yep, that guy came straight from the Amazon. Both of them. They're actually a pair. They're starting to pair off now, so we might be able to get them to breed, but
and they are also a member of the cichlid family.
Yep.
It just doesn't have the same shape, just like the angelfish is the cichlid,
exactly.
but doesn't have the stereotypical.
Yep.
And then this one would be
that one's just not an Imperial Blue, sorry. It's just a Blue Diamond.
Blue
that
Diamond?
guy, that was actually mine. He was in my personal tank for the longest time, but my tank needed redecorating, and he was the last one there, so I decided to bring him back and give him some friends, and then after get some smaller ones for my tank.
Yeah.
But the good thing about these are the other ones here. These are the Imperial Blues, and then we have the Fuji Reds. And
they don't have any bars or nothing on them.
No bars, just clean. Yeah, the one thing I like about any of your Asian discus is not only are they used to the neutral pH, but they're very easy to feed. The one problem with a lot of your wild-caught discus is you only have to feed them live blackworms or things like that. So it can be a bit of a pain trying to track down somebody with live blackworms.
Yeah.
But these guys, for instance, we'll feed bloodworms.